plan. If you have any preference with respect to a topic that you would want me to teach, or I can just get going.
I have one.
Yeah.
Mean absolute deviation.
Oh, say that again.
Mean absolute deviation.
Mean absolute deviation. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it's actually a topic that is called. Let me tell you exactly what it is called. So there are a group of uh, I would say concepts that are together that is called center spread and shape of distributions. That is where you in the center part you end up learning about the arithmetic mean, median, and mode, and then the spread you learn about the range and come on, what did I do? You end up learning about the range, variance, and the standard deviation. Is that what you're talking about, Shivatsav? Or
Yeah, I think so. Like
okay.
there are basically three steps. That's it.
Uh-huh. Okay. So first, let's understand the three key parts of the center, no, center part of uh, the calculation, which is in summary is called no statistical calculation or summary of statistics that we deal with. Okay. Uh, so let's look at the center part, then we'll go to spread where we will talk about the variation, range, and no, standard deviation, normal deviation, whatnot. Okay. Yeah. Range, variance, and standard deviation. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me quickly share my screen. So we'll touch upon mean, median, and mode quickly, and then we'll start talking about the deviation. We might not be able to cover deviation completely in the class today, but we'll see how much we're able to. Okay. Now, the most important thing that we have to start with is and mode. And this part, if we understand very clearly, everything else is derived from this or is related to this with respect to statistical calculations. Okay. So this is very important. I mean, this is like a building block of that. Okay. So let's quickly see what all do we know and what we don't, and so that we can try learning that quickly before we jump onto the deviation part of it. Okay. So tell me who all knows about mean.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Let's see who wants to describe mean in a simplest possible form.
Mean is the average of numbers.
Very rightly said. Okay. What is your definition, Pranav? Sorry, Praneeth?
Same thing, sir. Mean of the average of numbers.
That's a very simple definition and accurate one. Sivatsav, do you think the same thing or different?
No, I think the same thing.
Yeah. So mean is nothing but the average. As simple as that. I mean, I can describe that in 10 different ways, but for the sake of keeping things simple, mean is nothing but the average. Is average. So when I'm talking about and these three, sorry, if I'm talking about these three numbers, let me turn off my video so that I can see the screen better. If I'm talking about these three numbers and somebody says that find out the mean of it, what will I do? I'll just add them together. And since there are three numbers, I'll divide this by three. Whatever comes, that will be my answer. Yes, this is what you guys will do, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
If
I couldn't see anything.
you could not see anything, oh,
Yeah.
I did not share. I forgot to share my screen. My bad. Okay, sorry about that. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Can you see the white screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So if I'm talking about, let's say, I have, let's say, in a class of five students, okay, or let's say, five of your friends, including you, appeared for an exam, which was for, let's say, 100 marks. Okay. Somebody got 85. Somebody did exceptionally well, got 95. Somebody did pretty good, got 91. Somebody was able to get 86. And one person could not prepare well, got 45. If somebody says, find out the mean of this, mean is you'll not find a mean friend here, you'll find a mean of these numbers, which is nothing but the average. What you will do? You will put them all together, add them all together, and then you will count how many numbers you're dealing with. One, two, three, four, five. Divide by 5. And whatever comes is your answer. That is the mean or that is the average. No question here, right? Simple.
Yeah.
You look at the collection of numbers, you add them together, divide that by the number of numbers that you were dealing with, and that's it. That's the mean. Very simple. Mean is nothing but the average. Done. Now comes the median. Okay, before I go further, okay. And when I started, right, I said that there's something called center. And as part of that, we talk about mean, median, and mode. Mode. So center is as it represents, right? There's a circle, there's a center. Lot of things around it. This is the center. So basically, all these three calculations that we'll talk about mean, median, and mode. This represents the center of the information, center of the data, average form, or something which is in the middle. So let's say if you're talking about 50 students, you would probably, let's say, what do? We look at who got the maximum, who got the minimum, and what is the overall average of this class. That's what people are interested in. People would not want to spend the energy and time to say, okay, fine, let's look at each and every person's number and find out, okay, person A got how much, person B got how much. Nobody interested in that. People are always trying to derive a trend, derive an interpretation, derive a meaning from the data, right? So when we look at, let's say, your star test or any test, right, that happens with 100 kids, what exactly teachers look for, or what exactly the principal looks for. So, okay, fine. In this class, 100 kids appear for the test. This many kids got, and this is the average score that they had. If everybody did exceptionally bad, the average would have been much lower. The average looks very poor, meaning kids did not do well. If the average is very high, meaning everybody did pretty good, they'll find out the average. So that is what they look at mean. That gives a good view of the overall data. Then they look at, okay, who got the highest. Okay, everybody, the average, let's say in a test of 100, average score was, let's say, 91. So everything added together, average is 91. But there is some student who has got more than 91. There are some students who have got less than 91 also. So they look at the highest value. Okay, somebody got 98, who was the rank one, and somebody who could not do well probably got 76, 78 maybe. So this is the data that people look at. People look at the trend. What is the average? What is the highest? What is the lowest? And and here in this case, the center part of the statistical calculation gives you a view of the the average or the center of the data. Like what is that is kind of giving you a behavior of the data that you're looking at. So that's why it's called center. And as part of center, you will look at mean, median, and mode. When you look at the next part, which is called spread, that is when we will talk about the standard deviation, average deviation, and standard deviation. Okay. So this says, okay, how much my numbers are deviating from each other or against the mean or against the average. That is where you come to talk about the spread. So in the statistical data analysis, there are two things that you look at. One is the center, which gives you the centralized view of your information. What is the average? What is the what is in the center of the information? Okay, and that is where you end up dealing with mean, median, mode, and then you can't talk about the spread, which we'll talk about in the class today or maybe in the class tomorrow. Okay. So again, going back to this one. So we are talking about the center right now. We just looked at the mean part of it. How about median? Who all knows what is a median? And so,
Median is the middle number.
okay.
It's the middle number and like the odd, like number of odd numbers. If
Sorry.
it's even, basically, if there are a sequence of odd numbers, the middle number will be the median.
Okay. So I have 8, 11, 9, 17, 21, and 10. Or let's say 26 also. Can you tell me what will be the median for this one?
It's 9.
Okay, that's one answer. Mithran, Praneeth, can you tell me what will be the median for this group of numbers? Mm,
11.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's 11 because you have to order them from greatest to least. Right now, I see the median is 9, which is that's not correct because the numbers have to be in least to greatest and find your middle number.
Correct. No, so that's what I was see. The other thing that you guys would have learned maybe an year or two ago, and there's certain way to calculate it. So I was just checking that no, but if you guys remember what you have learned in the past or not. So there could be something that no that might have slipped. But yeah, when it comes to median, right? We just don't randomly pick the middle number. We what we do is we first arrange them in one order, increasing order. So here this number can be rearranged as 8, 9, then 10, then 11. The next biggest is 17. Sorry, it's 11. 17. Then I have 21. Then we have 26. Now this is arranged. And then you look at how many numbers we have. We have 7. So that means we can pick the fourth one, which will be in the middle. That's how it becomes the median. If, let's say, I'm talking about a number like this 17, 12, 14, 19, 11, and then 18. If I have to find a median for this one, what will I do? Regardless of what is the number of numbers we have here, first thing we have to always do is arrange them in increasing order. I will arrange them in the increasing order. 11, 12, 14, and then I have a 17, I have 18, I have 19. Now, so here we got this arranged now. How many numbers do we have? 7, 6. So I cannot get a middle one. Then you end up taking two middle ones. So that you have two this side, two this side. So basically, if you have even number of numbers, you take the two in the middle and find out the average of that. So you'll take 14 and 17 and find the average for that, which will be 17 plus 14, 31 by 2. It will be 15.5. So that becomes your median. Okay. If it was seven numbers, let's say 21 was also there, then you would have picked up 3 plus 1, fourth number, and your median would have been 17. Okay. So in the case of median, you have, first thing you have to do is arrange them in increasing order and then pick up the middle number. The middle number would be the middle number. If they are odd number of numbers, then you can pick them one in the middle so that it separates the two sides of numbers equal with equal number of numbers. If it's an odd number, you'll pick the one in the middle. If it's an even number, you'll pick two in the middle. That's and take the average. Okay, clear? I mean, I'm just trying to do a recap for you guys. I don't think I'm teaching you guys because it's something that you would have learned in the past. Yeah.
Yeah.
An interesting thing is these questions come in SAT exam also. Okay. So this is part of SAT syllabus. So don't think that if you are learning this now, it might not be helpful. You guys will have to go through these concepts till you finish your work with respect to SAT. Praneeth, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we revised mean and median. How about the mode?
It's like the most numbers.
Numbers that are occurring the most in a group of numbers.
Yeah.
Uh, any practical example that you can give me? You can always see. You would have probably if you guys watch. I mean, if you guys have observed me in the class, or if you watch the videos of the class offline also, then you would have seen most of my examples revolve around the class or the school because that's what can connect or relate to you guys better, right? So, example would be, let's say you guys in a let's say in the eighth grade, there are 60 students. Okay, everybody appeared for a science test, and everybody this was a 50 marks test. Okay, some got 51, 41. Sorry, some got 40, some got 49, 40. Everyone got 36, 40, 40, maybe 41. Somebody got 28, 40, 39. Likewise, okay. Here, with whatever you see on the screen right now, with uh, 8 students' marks, what do you see? 40 is there in 3 places already. Yeah. So, just by looking at eight marks, you see that there are 3 students who have got 40. If regardless of that, okay, I mean, if you look at all 50 students' marks, and you find out what are the numbers that is occurring the most, and then you found that okay, 40 was happening probably for 10, 39 was happening for 6 of them. There were kids with 36 also, 5 kids. 2 kids got 37 also. Okay. And then so on and so forth. By looking at this data, you can see that okay, 40 is the marks that is obtained by maximum number. See, kids can score from 0 to 49 or maybe 50. So there are 50 options. Among 50 options, there's one option which is 40 marks that is scored by 10 kids, which is almost like 20% of the entire. This becomes an outlier, which gives a clue. If you have to look at everybody's height, okay, and everybody is, let's say, 5'8", let's say out of 20 kids, let's say 10 kids have height as 5'8". What does it mean? It means that this looks to be the average height of the class. Most of the kids are of this height. Yeah. So this gives the central view of the data that we're looking at. Beat mean, beat median, beat mode. All these are part of that central view of data. It's called center. So this predominantly gives you the average trend or the behavior of data that you're looking at. Okay, this tells you about the trend. Let's say I am looking at 5 kids in my neighborhood. Okay, and they one kid is in fifth grade, one second kid is in third grade, kid is in fourth grade, and fifth kid is a kindergartner. Sorry, fourth. Okay, fourth kid is, let's say, in the second grade. By looking at this number, does it give me any view? Everybody is so well spread that it doesn't give me a trend. Let's say if my daughter is in fifth grade, if I have to find, no, sorry, if my daughter is in fifth grade and she's one among the society, she doesn't have any friend here, right? So friend is in somebody in the same grade. One is fifth, my daughter, then somebody third grade, then fourth grade, second grade, and kindergarten. By looking at this data of my neighborhood, you cannot say that there are a lot of fifth graders in this neighborhood, right? That central behavior is not known. They'll say, yeah, there are kids of every age. If this would have been a little different, like this, second kid is also in fifth grade, and the fourth grade is also in fifth grade. So 3 out of 5 kids are in fifth grade, which is 60%. That gives you a trend. So that's why mean, median, and mode, when you look at, right? Here, if you look at, see the beauty of this thing, okay? I'll call kindergarten as 1, okay? If you look at what is the mode here, 5 is happening 3 times. So 5 is the mode. What is the median here? Let's arrange them. So 1 or kindergarten, then I will put a 4, then 5, 5, 5. What is the median here? Third one. See, your median and mode both have matched. Now let's look at the mean. What is the mean here? 5 plus 5, 10 plus 4, 15 plus 5. 14 plus 5, 19 plus 1, 20. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Pretty close to this. Yeah. So you'll see that mean, median, mode gives you a central behavior of the data that you're looking at, and they'll be pretty close to each other. You cannot have a situation where your mean is 5 and median is 1 and mode is 1.2. You'll not find this case. You'll find them very close to each other because it gives you a trend most of the times, unless we are looking at an exceptionally unique piece of data. Yeah. Any doubts so far?
No, I guess.
Okay. How about you, Praneet, Mitran?
No, I don't have any doubts.
Okay. All right. So, shall we move on to the next set, which is called spread, where we talk about range, variance, and standard deviation. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So, again, when we talk about spread, it just gives you a view of, like you look at when we talk about center. when we talked about mean median mode, we were talking about the central part of it, meaning um, this one. Let me share my screen. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. Yeah, can you see it? You guys can see it, right? Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, we can. He
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put all the numbers or the data that we're talking about in the center. Okay. In a circle. Let's say here I have no. Let's say that is this the right example? Hmm. Okay. So let's say I have 50, 40, 10, 8, 52, 48, and then another 50. Let's say if I put this as my center, okay? Yeah, here it is 50. Here, if I go, becomes in more than 50. If I go this way, it becomes less than 50. Okay? I'm just making it up. Now, 50, if I have to plot, I'll put somewhere here. 40, if I plot, I'll put where this is less than 50, so I'll put somewhere here. This is 40. 10, if I have to plot, it'll be somewhere very far here. 52, if I have to plot, which is little more than 50, I'll put somewhere here. 48, somewhere here, maybe. Little less than 40, sorry, 48, right? So it will be not here, it will be here, less than 50 here. Okay. Then you have a 50, so it comes here. Look at the data. Here, if you look at this number, 50, 40, so let's find out the mean. It'll be like what? 50, 40, 90 plus 10, 100 plus 152. This is 200, 250. 250 divided by 6. This will be my mean. 6 4 is 24, 6 2. 6 2 is almost 6 to the 12. I mean, 1 point something. So I'll say 2. Somewhere around 42. So it'll be somewhere here maybe. 42. This is the mean. This is the mean part. Okay. Now you look at the median. What will you do? 10, 40, 48, 50, 50, 50, then 52. Yeah. 3 plus the 6 numbers. So I have to take average of these two. That makes it 49. So my mean is 42 and median is 49, somewhere here. Okay. And then what is the mode? Here 50 is being the only number that is repeated multiple times. So 50 is my mode. See, mean, median, mode, they're all close. And all this data, data, mean, median, mode, it is in the center of the circle. This is outlier. This is here 10. 10 is an outlier lying in one corner, like a isolated child. Yeah. Oops, where did I go? Okay. Now, so here, what we see is the three center calculation that we're talking about, mean, median, mode. That is pretty much in the center of the data. That's why it's called center. Now, when we talk about the spread, it spread says against your center how far the numbers have changed. Like this one, right? Here it is much farther from the center. Okay. Like wherever you have your mean, this is much farther from that, much away from that. If we are talking about, let's say there was a number called with 85, 85 would have been somewhere here. This is away. So then you can say, okay, your data is spread here, 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 here. If everything is in the middle, that is where it's the center. So we always calculate what is my center, what is supposed to be my average or the mean or the median or the mode, and how much is the spread, meaning how much is the deviation from the center. Okay. So for doing that, there are three terms that we talk about. We talk about range, we talk about variance, and we talk about standard deviation. These are the three terms that we deal with. Okay. Now, before I go any further, any questions with respect to whatever we have talked so far?
No.
No. Praneet, Mitran, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hmm. Okay. So let's look at what is the range, what is the variance, and what is the standard deviation. All right. I had stopped the screen sharing again. Sorry. Okay. So you guys can see my screen. Now let's look at. See, this chapter is all about playing with data. Okay. So you might get bored by seeing so much of calculation, but that is what it is. Okay. Okay. Let's say I have five numbers. So let's say this is let me change this little bit, make it 17. So let's say this is the age of all the kids in one grade. I know you will not agree with me. This doesn't look like a kid, but that's okay. Let's see who joined. Okay. See what's up joined again. Okay. All right. So you guys can see my screen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is on the screen you see five numbers 17, 16, 14, 19, and 21. And let's say this is the age of all the kids in 12th grade. In 12th grade. Okay. I know you will find it funny. There are some kids who are of age 14 and there's some kid who is of age 21. But let it be. Somebody started studying late. That's how he's 21. And somebody is super intelligent. That's how he or she has been crossing grades, jumping grades very quickly. So that's how he or she landed in 12th grade at a very young age. Okay. But this is the data. Clear? No problem. Now, if I have to find out the mean, can somebody calculate and tell me what is the mean? What is the median? What is the mode? Let's say Mitran finds me the mean. Uh, Sivatsap tells me the median, and Pranit tells me the mode. Let me know, guys, once you're ready. Yeah. What is the mean? What is median? What is mode?
The median is 17.
Okay. Agree? What is mode and what is mean?
Um, for mode, there isn't a mode because there isn't one number that's repeating more than once.
Yeah, yeah, that is correct. So in that case, maybe I mean for the sake of simplicity, you can keep median mode as same, or you can just leave it. Okay. Yeah. How about the mean? Mithran, have you found it? Oh, Mithran dropped off. Okay, I think he'll join back. But in the meantime, my mean is 87 by 5 because there are five numbers, and if I add them together, this is 40 plus 30, 70 plus 17. 87 by 5. That we 5 into 5, 37, 5, 7 to 35, 5, 4, 17.4. My median is, sorry, my mean is 17.4. Now, on the top of this, I would want to do two more things. What is the minimum and what is the maximum here?
Hmm?
What is the minimum and what is the maximum here?
The number?
Yeah,
The 14 is
Uh,
the minimum and 21 is the maximum.
yeah. So 14 is the minimum, 21 is the maximum. So this tells me the range. Okay. When you're looking at the spread, you want to see how much your values are varying from each other, and that is where we use the techniques for finding them, where we use range, variance or standard deviation for defining that value. Okay. Yeah, Mitran is back. Hey Mitran, did you find the mean?
Yeah, so for the mean, I got 17.4.
Yes, you're right. So that's what my calculation was. So yeah. So we got mean, median, mode, and now there's another thing that we're looking at that is called minimum and maximum. So by looking at this number, what is my minimum? 14. What is my maximum? 21. So there's a first thing that we are doing with the spread, and that is easiest of all. It's pure English, which says my range. What is my range of values? Meaning, what is my smallest and the largest? What is the difference between them? And that comes out to be minimum is 14, maximum is 21. So maximum minus minimum. Maximum minus minimum. This is my range. Okay. This will be 21 minus 4. 14, 70, 7. That is my range. Next comes the variance. Variance. And there's a standard way to calculate that variance. It is called average of square of mean minus sorry, data point minus mean. Data points minus mean. Okay, so basically, if I put this as a formula, right? How will I write? It will be average of data point minus mean, av- average of square of this difference. So what happens here is it finds out the square of the difference of the number and the mean. So let's say we were talking about this number, right? For 11, 40, 14, 16, 17, 20, 19, and 21. Let's use this formula for doing the calculation. So if I have to do this, what it will be is this. Let me clear it off. My variance will be equal to this. First thing is I'll have to find out the mean, because as I said, right, mean is my building block. This one is 19, 21 is 40, this is 30, this is 17. So this, yeah, this is the same set of numbers that we dealt with. So my average will be 17.4. This is my mean. First thing I'll do is find out the mean. Now variance will be, if you ask
Hey,
me,
Virendra, I have to leave soon. I might have a class that's coming up.
not a
Another
problem. So you can leave. Just make sure that you go through this video one more time, so that you're clear about the question. Because I'll be asking questions on, I'll be giving assignment on variance and standard deviation also. So that you just watch the video and use that information for doing your assignment. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Yeah. So yeah. So here in this case, variance will be okay. Uh, let me not use so much of space on the screen for writing variance. My mean, okay. I from this one I got my mean. I'll say mean as 17.4. And that's simple, right? You'll find out the average of this. Variance, I'll just write V, will be equal to what? Average of. I'll find out the average later, okay? Average of data point minus mean square. This is my first data point. So there's 14 minus mean, 17.4 square of this. And my second data point is what? 16 minus 17.4 square of this. What is my third data point? 17. So it will be 17 minus 17.4 square. What is my fourth data point? 19. 19 minus 17.4 square. What is my fifth data point? 21 minus 17.4 square. You find out the square of this, add them together and find the average of that. Average of these numbers, basically. Okay. So, if you ask me why, I mean, there's no ways I can describe this. This is how it is. So this is a mathematical expression used for deriving the spread or deriving the variance. Like a range. Range is very simple, right? Maximum to minimum. That gives you a range. Maximum minus minimum. That gives you a range. Like how much is the spread? It's varying by 7. This is just a mathematical means of calculating it. I don't think I have a way to prove it. It just says that this is how you calculate variance. Like you calculate percentage by that number multiplied by the percentage divided by 100. That's the formula. That's the way it is. There's no way I can prove it, but yeah, this is in same way in this case also. I don't have to say why variance is average of this, but this is how it is calculated. Okay. So the way you do it is, yeah. Sorry, you're saying something?
No, 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 no. I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So first thing you have to do is find out the mean of the numbers that for which you have to find out the variance. Take out the mean and then subtract the mean from each and every number and make it a square. Subtract the mean from every number and make a square of that. Subtract the mean from every number, subtract the mean from every number, take a square of that. And then you add them together and divide by how many values we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's average of the squares of the difference. That's what is variance. Okay. So let's say 14 minus 17.4 will be what? 2.6 minus 2.6. But you're doing a square of that. So that minus will be taken care. Second, 16 minus 17.4. It will be minus 1.4. and you will do a square of that. So again, minus is gone. 17 minus 17.4. It will be like what? Minus 0.4. You're doing square of that. Then next is 19 minus 17.4. So this is 1.6. Square of that. And next one is 21 minus 17.4. This will be 3.6. And square of that. Add all these squares together and divide that by 5. That will be your variance. Any questions?
No.
Praneeth?
No.
Okay. So first thing is when you talk about spread, you talk about three things. It basically tells you how spread is your data. Okay. Meaning how much is the range. Let's say if your smallest is 16, maximum is 18, your range is 2, 18 minus 16, 2. If your smallest is 11 and maximum is 171, your range is 171 minus 11, 160. This tells you that your data is quite widespread. Okay. So first thing is range. Second thing is called variance. And as we were talking about it, variance. And variance is nothing but average of square of the difference with the mean. Okay. So square of the difference with the mean. Average of square of difference with mean. Okay. Whatever I'm writing that you'll not be able to read, but whatever I'm saying that you'll be able to hear when you hear this video. So you will find out the mean of all the numbers and pick each number one by one and subtract the mean from that and make a square of that. You will have to do that for all the numbers, and then depending on how many numbers you had, you have to divide by that many numbers. So if you, let's say, if the list that you dealt with had 5 numbers, you'll do the square of the difference and divide that by 5. If you're dealing with a group of 10 numbers, you will find out the difference of the square with the mean for all the numbers one by one, add them together, divide that by 10. That's what gives you the variance. And next comes standard deviation. That is the easiest of all, which makes me a very happy teacher because I don't have to do anything. Standard deviation is equals to square root of variance. Okay, that's it. So when you look at the spread, we talk about the range where you look at the maximum minus minimum of that group of data. You look at the variance, which is nothing but the average of square of the difference of all the numbers, square of the difference of the number with the mean. So whatever numbers you have, you find out the mean and then subtract the mean from each number and take a square of that. And then once you have found it, then take the average of that. That is your variance, and standard deviation is nothing but square root of the variance. That completes this chapter for uh, spread and variance and standard deviation. And this is a chapter in for SAT preparation for for you guys. So you have covered one chapter that you would need during SAT preparation, and we'll do practice for that when we get to that stage. But now let's come to see what's up. And you had asked a question that you want to learn about the
Mean absolute deviation.
mean absolute deviation.
Yeah.
So mean absolute deviation will be what? I have to just look at. I mean, I'm just thinking it aloud. Mean absolute deviation would be a pretty straightforward thing. Let's say if I'm looking at this one, let's say I have, let's say, three numbers: 18, 21, and 16. Let's say if I have to say mean absolute deviation, This is what is the mean first? Mean here, or mean is uh, 18 plus 21 plus 16, 34 plus 21 is 55 by 3. 18.33. This is my mean. Now the absolute deviation, mean absolute deviation. What I will do is, deviation is, I'll pick up the first number and subtract this one. This is the first one. Second one is 21 minus 18.33. Third one is 16 minus 18.33. This is the absolute deviation, mean, absolute deviation with the mean, and then I'll have to take an average of that. Um that is the what you call the English way I'll solve it. But then I don't think this is exactly the same. This would be different because I have not come across mean absolute deviation. I'll probably spend few minutes, go through it, and then I will reconfirm if this is correct or not. I don't think this is correct because deviation is always calculated in a certain way, like the way we calculate the standard deviation, right? Where it takes the square uh, and then finds the average and then does a square root of that. So
I
I don't,
think
yeah.
I think you did it correct. There's no squares in like deviation.
So I myself don't know, so I will not claim whether this is correct or not. I would want to verify it one more time, right? And then let you know what is the mean standard deviation, right? That's what you wanted to know. So
Yeah,
mean absolute deviation. Okay.
yeah,
Let me just spend 5 minutes on that one offline, and I'll probably send that calculation part to you guys in the group chat itself. If needed, we can explain that in the next class also. Okay.
yeah.
So that brings us to the end of the class. But um, anything that was confusing, that was making you worried, something that was not clear, let me know. Anything was ambiguous, not clear, except the mean absolute deviation, because I myself am not clear and I don't trust myself, right? Without reading it, I would not try explaining it. I just made a guess.
Everything's clear, I guess.
Okay. How about you,
Yeah,
Praneeth? Okay.
everything's clear.
All right. Then enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll talk again next Saturday. And
Fine.
so if you don't get a response from me in a day or two, just remind me. I will try to find out the mean absolute deviation. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Take care. See you guys on next
Fine.
Saturday. Yeah. Bye bye.